Hello and welcome to Baseplate Reviews. So those of you that have been at the channel before probably know that as well as building and reviewing sets, I've also got my city layout here, which actually is 52.5 base plates in size. As you can see, not all of it actually has base plates in there. You can see the IKEA table just over there. But that is the size of it, 52.5 base plates. And so today I thought I'd give you a quick kind of overview of each bit of the city and also what we're going to be doing moving forwards. So at this point I suppose it's as good a time as any to say if you do enjoy the video, then please do leave a like. It really helps kind of get up the YouTube algorithm and get more and more people seeing it. And if you're not subscribed already, then if you do like the video, be really appreciated if you could leave a subscription. I'm trying to aim for 500 subscribers coming up fairly soon, and obviously trying to get to that kind of magic 1,000 point. But anyway, I'm going to get to starting the video proper and we'll look at each section. So first things first, and I'll just talk about some of the kind of infrastructure of the city and how I build the city. So I do use the MILS system, or Modular Integrated Landscaping System. And what this means is that instead of just building straight onto base plates, that all my buildings, etc., actually sit a brick and a plate high. And that means you've got much greater levels of stability when you move these plates around. I will prove it by picking one of these buildings up. If this was just sat on a base plate, we would be in some trouble. But here I'm able to pick up the whole building, doesn't all fall apart, and I can put it back into place pretty readily. I'd have to say if anyone was starting up a city, I would advise, if you can afford it, to go down the MILS route. It's not the sexiest thing to be buying lots of parts which are just bricks and plates, but it can make a real difference. The other thing it allows you to do is actually kind of dig down into the foundations. So for example, this stream is sat below the street level. We can see it just there, and just allows that kind of level of a bit more 3D kind of depth to stuff. The other thing that I do is I've got the road plates. So these are the road plates that Lego provide, not the old ones which were on base plates. So in packs like this, just show it to the side, you get this 6030 for the road plates. And what you'll actually see, if I show you here, is the road plates just go 16 studs wide by themselves, but my roads are actually filling up, if you include the sidewalks, a full 32 studs, so a full base plate in width. And what I do there is I add an extra 4 studs on each side of the road plates, plus 2 studs for my cycle paths, which go all the way down. And you can see these are from the actual Lego group. I don't use any kind of stickers or prints which aren't official Lego. And then it's a 3 stud wide sidewalk, all built in to the kind of road system. The sidewalks actually get bigger than that once you go beside the buildings, but all of this part of the sidewalk from here isn't part of this plate, it's part of the plates that go with the buildings. So as well as using the MILS system, so modular integrated, I do actually have several of the modular buildings, the official ones in the city. So we've got 5 of those, plus the Sanctum Sanctorum Marvel set, which doesn't count as one of the modular buildings officially, but it definitely is modular. And those modulars are the police station, which is currently my favourite. Then either side of my modded Friends Community Centre, which we'll take a bit of a closer look at, I've got either side of the bookshop modular. Then we've got the most recent modular, the museum, the downtown diner, and finally what I think is a lot of people's favourite modular, Assembly Square, which sits on a base plate and a half, just like the museum. On top of that, we've got few custom things. So got a custom donut / coffee shop just over there, using some parts from one of the city sets. We've got our own custom Lego store here, using the most recent Lego store that's available in Lego stores. So the Lego store that's available in Lego stores, but that's been completely made into a mini modular. Then we've also got a roofless supermarket or mini market just here. And finally, like I say, we've got that Lego Friends Community Centre, or Heart Lake City Community Centre set, sat on top of the Heart Lake City Community Kitchen. And that's fully enclosed, and basically used two of those sets to make a full large modular building. And that is actually by far and away the biggest of the buildings in the city, certainly if you don't include Ninjago City Gardens, which sits just outside of the city limits over there. Outside of the modular buildings, and before that actually I forgot to say, I've got the police station slightly modified, as we've got the bat signal up on top of there. But outside of those modular buildings, whenever there's kind of empty spaces in the city or bits which I'm planning to build soon, I try to leave some construction workers and construction vehicles about the place to show that it's under construction. And we've got that just down here to the side of the police station, but also over where the Sanctum Sanctorum is. So we've got the road blocked off, and also construction vehicles and construction workers just over there. Then in the middle of the city, we've got, sitting on two of the kind of 48 by 48 base plates, we've got Park, which is all kind of custom. So we've got some custom tiling there, and then there's an entrance just over to the side, plenty of small vehicles, bikes, etc. We've got one of the recent gifts we've purchased that we had at Christmas time just over here, which is the horse and carriage. And then one of the best sets of recent years, actually it's two of the same set but put together, are the botanical gardens from the Friends range. I think an awful lot of people who'd never even dreamt of picking up a Friends set pick this one up, because it's just fantastic, especially when you put two of them together and you can fully enclose the dome, etc. So after that, we do have the train line running all around the city, and as we've got a train line, it's pretty important to have a train station. So this is actually the most recent train station in the city range just here, but as you'll see, I've kind of modified it a bit, so tiled up all of the platform and extended the platform, so all of this bit from here onwards is an extension, so the platform's big enough for the train now. We've got a slope going down there, and we even have a kind of pet relief area just down to the side. And just walling it off from the back of those buildings, we've got a wall and a pathway down here so people can get down to where the bike racks are, just down at the side. And like I say, we've also got some train crossings just here, and the plan is that we'll have several more of those, plus these barriers. Currently, if I put this one down just over to the side, you'll see probably need to be a tiny bit longer, so got some parts ordered which should allow us to lengthen those, plus I'll build it to the same standard as just here, just over here, and likely just there as well. Finally, above the city, we've actually got, looking down on it, the Friends Mansion from earlier this year. This is the biggest Friends set that they've ever released, most expensive, 260 Canadian dollars. We've also got the A-frame cabin up there, and in the longer kind of term, I would like some kind of backdrop, so the trains that are at the back there will have to go through a tunnel again, but there should be some kind of greenery built all the way up behind the city and leading up to that mansion. A-frame cabin may stay there, it may move though. So outside of that kind of 52.5 base plate city limit, we have a load of the Lunar New Year sets set up here. So this is one from last year which came with an absurd amount of minifigures, which is the parade. Then behind it we've got the Chinese restaurant from this year, the family reunion celebration set. Then behind that we've also got the Spring Lantern Festival, which is right up there with my favourite sets of all time. And then finally behind that we've got Ninjago City Gardens, which is still available and is expensive, but in terms of value, like for the pieces, for how impressive it looks, is as good a value set as you'll be likely to find. Now, this is all just sat on the IKEA table as it stands, but the whole plan is that we will get that raised up well above where the rest of the city sits. So it will sit here, but with train going through the middle, and then it'll be above that, so the train will be going through a tunnel underneath the rest of this city, or the Chinatown section. And what I'll do is I'm going to show you what I'm planning to do just over here on my build table in a second. I'll get the lights set up and we can look at it properly. So the plans for the Chinatown section, and just before I start too much, apologies for those of you that have had this before, but I promise I'm actually doing some concrete things to make this happen now, is that effectively we use two of these big IKEA Lego boxes. They are within the Lego system, and then a plate across the top, not a base plate. I'm just using that as an example here, and we'll create a tunnel that will have the tracks through, and you can see these tracks are just sat here like this. My tracks are actually properly ballasted, and I'll just put a picture in to show you and prove that just here. But the tracks will be there, trains will go through just enough clearance to go through the tunnel, and then we'll have the Chinatown section actually sat up on top of either side with a kind of roadway going over the top of where the tunnel is. Now of course I don't really want the city just to be showing these great big white IKEA boxes, so the idea is that we'll build a facade along the side. Obviously this bit will be a tunnel opening and then some wall along here, but we're going to need some ways up to the city, and so the idea is that we'll build a staircase like this, not using these colours, a bit out there, going from the kind of brick yellow to flame yellow and the sand greens there, but I think using these, I don't know if you can see this properly, but using these chain pieces here, I think that we can make something which looks pretty good as a kind of handrail for going up and down. And obviously I'll have this all in the same colour. I'm thinking that we're going to be going for the kind of light bluish grey, the same colours that are here on the noodle shop. And of course this is going to be a lot of pieces to build facades which cover up around the sides of here, the front, and all of the steps. And with that in mind, I've known that I'm going to be doing a big purchase, and I've been waiting for double VIP or double insiders points on lego.com. So I do try to keep an eye on what offers and sales are on lego.com, because if I'm going to buy from Lego themselves, I do ideally want it to be double insiders points or something that's a good sale. If we look at the sales at the moment, actually there's really nothing very good. We've got that Atari 2600 with 20% off, Hulkbuster, which has seemingly proved pretty unpopular, with 30% off, still nearly 500 Canadian dollars. And we've got this set from Black Pantheress with 40% off. I think they're going to be stuck with that forever, probably longer than the stores which have got the action figures they can't get rid of. But bearing in mind that we've got, double insiders points just happened this past weekend, so 12th to 16th of June, I did place quite a large order for some parts. So as you can see here, $450 worth of bestseller parts, and that means that these should arrive in the next 5 days or so. And here I'm starting off with a load of pieces which are going to be for those level crossings for the trains. So that's what all of these are for. I've got a load of gold ingots. They're called gold ingots. They're dark green, but so they're dark green ingots really. And then a load of tiles which are going to help me build basically a pedestrianised zone in the Chinatown section of the city. Lots and lots of bricks, lots of profile bricks, 120 of these just here, costing $30 just by themselves. And then lots and lots of other bricks, some other parts which are going to help me build buildings, etc. And if we keep going down, some bits which I just need to help finish off some buildings that I've already got. So this is actually for the community centre. I've currently got just some pink studs, no, one circle tiles, when I really should have these bits just on the top section. And yeah, just lots and lots of pieces. Got all of these bricks, which are going to help me build the stairs. And if I keep going down, more chains for those handrails that I'm planning on building. And then down to here, these bits, all for the Chinatown section, so I can build some Chinese lanterns. Same with these pieces, and they'll all end up getting. These are from the regular orders. This is actually going to take quite a long time, probably about a month or so, till these parts come, because they'll come from the factories over in Europe. But I've got flex tube just here, and that's what all of the lanterns will be strung across the streets on. And then I've got some other parts here which are going to help me bulk up the noodle shop. But yeah, lots and lots of parts. I think it comes to over 4,000 pieces. So it's a pretty big order, but at least I'm getting those double points. I hope you enjoyed that kind of run through of the city. I didn't even mention all of the vehicles that I've got in there. I think I've got 30 plus, including 3 buses, including the recent sightseeing bus and a couple of others back there, and plenty of other vehicles. But also that's helped kind of assuage any concerns that I'm not getting on with the Chinatown section. I promise I was just waiting for double VIP points or double insiders points before placing an order. I have got these minifigs that I picked up when it was around Lunar New Year, so some pretty cool ones, including that I was about to call it panda just there. So let's get them placed in here, watching the parade, and we can say that we've done a tiny bit of work today as well. But hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, then please consider leaving a like, and as always, if you're not subscribed already, then any subscriptions are really appreciated, genuinely. And as always, be good.